Akash Inti, the real reflection of you. I've been using this time of pandemic, I don't know, this time in general, right? Like, I've been using my time. How have you been using your time, right? I think that's what's the richness of an individual, is how does that individual use their time? Now, there's a multitude of different ways that we can use our time. Obviously, we use our time on the things that we prioritize. So the things we prioritize are emphasized in our disciplines. And what I find is that, and maybe I'm completely wrong about this, and maybe you guys are like, you are an idiot. What are you talking about? But I find, especially as one is in a creative mode, one is in a mode of creating art. There's a sense of logic, and there's also not at the same time. It's almost a mixture of planned and unplanned. And what I mean by this is, at least in my own artistic process, and that's all I'm ever really speaking about. It's funny because as I talk, sometimes I realize I'm like, dude, why are you talking so almost like beating around the bush, you know? But then I also realize I'm like, oh, well, I really don't want to talk about that all too much, so I'm just gonna beat around the bush. It's funny though. I notice it in myself. So you guys might be like, dude, why are you beating around the bush? I'm noticing it with myself. Like I'll recognize it. Sometimes, not always. There's other times where I'm like, wow, I didn't even realize that. But yep, that was me. Anyways, how have I been spending this time? I've been spending this time really focusing on me and my relationships and all of my own life, all of the things that I've been taught, and deciding to throw all of that garbage away. You see, in order to really know who I am and really know who I am, that's one of the biggest questions that I've had for the longest time in my life. And the truth is, I'm never going to come up with the answer. Maybe I will. Maybe tomorrow I'm like, I know who I am. Well, there's times definitely where I know where I am, or know who I am. I typically know where I am most of the time. But then again, sometimes there's not. Sometimes I get lost. Got lost the other day, but I found my way back pretty quickly. But what I'm trying to say, well, I'm not really trying to say anything. What I'm saying is, I've been using this time to upload a lot of references to myself. References of movies and pop culture, things that I want within my worlds to be able to reference. I've been using this time to focus on working on my businesses, building business credit, honing the idea of what my businesses really do. I've been using this time to connect with my relationships and my family members and repair those relationships. And destroy others, right? I've been on a campaign to destroy many, many fake relationships. And I know how to do that better than anyone. I know how to inflame people if I want to. How to press people's buttons. And I like that. I really like that. And if you don't like that about me, fuck you. I've been noticing and observing, what does it really mean to be a spirit on this plane? How does a spirit conduct himself? And how can I live my ethics? How can I live in a manner that is consistent with my views of right and wrong? You see, that's really important. That's really important. One of the things that I observed in my past lives is how easy it is to become corrupt. And corrupt isn't just a government official doing some shady things behind closed doors. Corrupt isn't corporations doing shady things behind closed doors. Corrupt comes down to the ethics of an individual. Back in my studies at the university, especially in this particular era, one of the things that I learned was the importance of ethics as we continue to move forward in technological development. You see, without ethics, civilizations end up destroying themselves because it's the ethics that have kept the civilization not only strong and mighty, and not only ethical, but right, and in accordance with the laws of nature. These individuals are needed now more than ever. And it's easy. It's very easy to run a seedy business. But what's difficult is not only to live life in this realm when there's so much corruption, so much negativity around. I wouldn't say that's difficult. Rather, I'd say it's needed now more than ever. And it tests the true individuals from the false ones. At the end of the day, all comes out. And everything that's happened in the dark will come to light. Keep up, thrive, and stay sexy.